Sequential taillights were made popular by the 67 to 70 model Shelby Mustangs back in the muscle car days. Now, the 05 to 09 Mustangs didn't feature sequential taillights from the factory. Here at latemodelrestoration.com, we have a plug-and-play kit to give your Mustang that sequential taillight look. This kit features pre-wired harnesses, detailed instructions, and a phone data cable. To make this installation even easier, the harness is labeled to make sure that you don't get taillight bulbs out of order. I can't wait to see these in action, so let's go ahead and get this install started. To start the install, remove the top two retainers with a flathead screwdriver, then remove the lower two. Then you can go ahead and remove the two screw type retainers with a T27 Torx bit. Now you can remove the rear trunk liner. With that out of the way, you can now disconnect the wiring harness. Move on to removing the three nuts that hold the taillights in place. Remember to push the grommet on the wiring harness through the body, then you can remove the taillight. Take your taillight assembly and place it on a microfiber towel to protect the lens. Remove the wiring harness retainer, followed by your reverse light socket. Now you can remove the remaining three sockets from the taillight. With the wiring harness removed, you can now transfer the bulbs over to the new harness. If you have a high mileage Mustang, now is a great time to replace the bulbs. To install the new harness, take the socket number 1 and reinstall it in the innermost taillight. Take socket number 2 and install it in the middle. And finally, socket 3 on the outermost taillight. Reinstall the reverse light and the wiring harness retainer. Repeat this process on the other side, and then you can reinstall your taillights. After reinstalling your taillights, you can now take the phone data cable and plug it into the left port on the wiring harness. Plug the taillight harness into the body wiring harness, and then repeat on the right side. Now it's time for some testing. Make sure the car, turn signals, and hazards have been off for at least 5 minutes. With the car running, turn on the left signal and let it run for 1 minute. Turn on the right signal and let it run for 1 minute. Now, if you have any questions while installing these taillights, they come with a detailed set of instructions as well as a problem shooting guide. Now, once you finish up that test procedure, you can slap that plastic trunk liner back into place and you're finished. Now, when you go to use your turn signals, they're going to scroll from the inner to the outermost taillight in a controlled, smooth fashion. It's definitely going to get the attention of those driving behind you. So go to latemodelrestoration.com today to order your 05 to 09 sequential taillight kit. And don't forget, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to share your Mustang experience with other Mustang enthusiasts.